Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Liam's Daily Reviews here at Northam's Haunted Book Factory. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a favourite book of mine that I read in high school, and it's a very battered copy I have of this, Richard Laymon's One Rainy Night. Now, anybody that's ever read Richard Laymon might be like, why are you reviewing this perverted man? Now, Laymon is very perverted. I don't like all of his stuff. I've got a friend of mine who's tried to read him and just can't get into him. This copy of One Rainy Night has been sticky taped back together and looks like it's been read over and over and over. And I can understand. I think it's the best of all of his books. Laymon has written so many books. He died in 2001. This book was written in 1991. And so just to explain what Richard Laymon's all about, he writes non-stop horror, and normally he gets a bit rapacious, and I think the man was actually quite perverted himself. You can kind of imagine him being that way with the way his characters are. Normally involves a woman in distress and creepy people, not always supernatural. Most of the times it's just a man with a knife or a group of men with knives trying to kill her. He always writes about a setting where people can kind of do whatever they want, which makes it quite perverted. He's got a book called Quake, where an earthquake hits the city and then everybody just sort of runs amok and does what they want. But One Rainy Night was different. It's a supernatural horror novel, which starts off pretty intense with a hate crime. And from there, we meet the town. And it's this small little suburban town. And we meet all these different characters. A lot of them are high school kids. And all of a sudden, it starts raining. But this rain is different. It's like this black, oily rain. And when it lands on your skin, instantly you turn into a psychopathic maniac and start trying to kill everyone. So like the pizza boy who's about to deliver a pizza, he rings the bell holding his pizza and then it starts to rain on him. So he puts the pizza down and just digs a rock out of the ground, a big rock, and then stoves the person's head in who answers the door. There's a man who's crossing the road to help this lady pump her gas. And as he's halfway across the road, it starts to rain on him. So he grabs the nozzle out of her hand, jams it into her stomach, and indeed pumps the gas directly into her stomach. Sorry, it's very intense. But it's got a really cool ending and the twist, and it does explain why it's raining this black, evil, supernatural rain. It's got something to do with the hate crime at the start of the book. But it's really cool. It's got the same kind of perverted characters, but it's so gruesome. When I read it, I would have only been about 14, and it was very intense. And it's my favorite Laymon book. He's got another book that the critics rave about called The Traveling Vampire Show, which I'm pretty sure was nominated for the Bram Stoker Award, and nothing happens in it. Like, nothing. So yeah, I don't recommend that one. I sat through that boring thing and was waiting for something to happen and nothing did. So if you want an action-packed horror novel, read Richard Laymon's One Rainy Night. And that'll do for today, a nice, short, quick one. Tomorrow, seeing as though Rambo Last Blood is on at the cinema, I'm going to be reviewing David Morrell's First Blood, the first book where we meet John Rambo. So tune in for that. Take care of one another and read some good books.